Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
Welcome to Beyond the Badge, a program about the inner workings of the Edina Police and Fire Departments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sergeant Brian Hubbard. The Edina Police now have a trailer outfitted with 4 cameras to monitor any area of the city. This was made possible by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund. This surveillance device was purchased last summer and has since been used to solve crimes, including a recent theft at an Edina school. In this video, shot with the mobile camera system, a car pulls into the parking lot at Our Lady of Grace School. A young woman in a teal jacket steps out. She adjusts her pants before walking off screen. A short while later, she returns, gets in the car, and leaves. Later, a school staff member calls 911 to report some missing credit cards. By using this video, Edina Police were able to identify the car's license plate and send it to the other local agencies.
Honestly, when we first got the trailer, I thought of it as a scarecrow. I thought it was something we'd put out and people would see it and behave. And for the most part, that's true, but in this case, I think somebody was so focused on doing bad that they either forgot it was there or didn't notice it, and they ended up parking right by it.
Within a couple days, Bloomington police spotted her vehicle at a hotel. When confronted by officers, she admitted to stealing the cards. She's now facing criminal charges. The trailer's 4 cameras can be monitored in real time by police in dispatch or from their patrol vehicles. Altogether, the camera trailer cost about $50,000. Edina Police estimate the trailer has already helped officers solve 4 crimes. Roadways are dangerous for emergency responders. Vehicles often whiz by just feet away from where paramedics are trying to save lives or tend to the injured or ill. This risky situation means visibility is essential to maintaining a safe response site. That's why the City of Edina's Fire Department recently purchased and applied reflective chevrons to its ambulances and fire trucks. Police Sergeant Aaron White joins us with Assistant Fire Chief Daryl Todd to talk about the impact of chevrons and how they work.
Thank you, Brian. We're back out at Edina's Fire Station number 1 today, standing before the big red trucks, and to learn a little bit more about the way these trucks look, I'm here with Assistant Chief Daryl Todd. Daryl, thanks for being on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
And specifically, when I say, the trucks look great, by the way, but you know, when we talk about fire trucks, we think red trucks, but the backs of these trucks aren't red anymore. They're a combination of red, yellow, chevrons. Can you tell me a little bit about why the look has changed on the backs of these trucks?
Yeah, back in 2009, the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, who has standards on a lot of what we do here, they have standards on our protective gear, on our vehicles. They came out with that all fire engines or fire apparatus, which means the big ones, the engines, the aerial tower, the ambulances, have to have these chevrons on the back of them to make them more visible when you're out on roadways.
Sure. It's almost hard to believe when you stand in front of one of these big trucks that it would be difficult to see a big red truck with all the flashing lights. But it really is an issue, isn't it? Roadway safety is a problem for us.
It is, absolutely. We had experienced earlier many times where our paramedics would be on the side of the road, and we've actually had radios knocked off of belts because of cars coming too close with their mirrors. People are either paying attention to the accident and not us, so we wanted to be more visible. We only have one vehicle that is one of our engines that was built after the standard came in place.
Sure.
But we decided it was important enough that we went back and retrofitted all of our vehicles like this.
Well, and a good example is even behind us. This vehicle, I'm guessing, wasn't intended to have chevrons because, you know, the diamond plating and whatnot, it took a little effort to get those markings on there, didn't it?
Right, yeah. Fortunately, I didn't have to do it. We contracted with a graphics company to come out and take care of this for us. The applicator had to come through and put a single dot in between each one of the raised surfaces on the diamond plate. It was a pretty time-consuming and labor-intensive job. But there are some challenges to it. The NFPA defines what size the stripes should be, that the chevrons are going up, the 2 different colors of red and yellow. So that's, I'm sure they've done quite a bit of research as to the color that best stands out.
Sure.
And I believe the chevron pointing up like that subliminally gets the drivers to go away from the accident instead of funneling towards the accident.
Okay. Well, so you're lucky enough to not have to apply decals to trucks, but you have been around fire trucks for a long time with your career here. Have you noticed a difference? Does this make a difference?
Yeah, I live in town, and as I'm driving down the road, even if the vehicles aren't on emergency calls, if I'm driving down the road behind them, they really pop out at you.
Sure.
So it does really make our people stand out. We really went to a couple years before we put chevrons on the vehicles. We went to high visibility outerwear so that our people are far more visible when they're out on scenes.
Absolutely. The roadside on a highway, any roadway really, is a very dangerous place for all responders. On the police side, the fire side, definitely hits close to home for us. And I think we'll close on that point. Any final thoughts? What would you tell motorists about driving around emergency scenes on the highway?
If you see our vehicles on the side of the road in an emergency scene, please follow the law and move over. It gives our people some room to work and provides a safety cushion so that we can all go home the next day.
Absolutely. The law is the law, that's one thing, but the reality is our partners, the various people in the departments are working out there, so we want those people to be safe. So.
Exactly.
Well, Daryl, thanks for the information today and being on the show.
Thanks.
That's Daryl Todd, he's the Assistant Chief here, and good reminder at the end there, watch out when you see emergency scenes on the highway, please move over and keep everybody safe out there. We'll return to you, Brian.
Thanks, Aaron. With the spring temperatures, there's a good chance you or your neighbor may want to start using a fire pit. Before you do, make sure you have a recreational fire permit and understand the fire department's safety guidelines. All fires in Edina must be on private property and contained. This means within a fire ring, pit, or wood-burning device such as a grill. You'll also want to make sure your fire is at least 25 feet away from all structures, 10 feet away from property lines, and 5 feet from any combustibles. And for safety, keep an extinguisher, hose, or bucket of water nearby and constantly attend to the fire until it's fully extinguished. It is illegal to burn anything other than wood, coal, or charcoal.
I think a lot of times people think that they're just burning leaves, and just the characteristics of that can make what might appear to be a small fire a very large fire, or excessive smoke, or even embers and ash going downwind.
Residents are required to get a free recreational fire permit before starting any fire. These permits can be obtained online through the fire department's website or at Edina City Hall. On behalf of the City of Edina's public safety team, thanks for tuning in to learn a little bit more of what goes on beyond the badge. Until next time, stay safe.